Welcome back. Today's topic, DE filters, okay? I've done a video on sand filters. I've done one on cartridge filters. We're wrapping up the filter series, and today we're going to finish up with DE filters. Pros and cons. A DE filter by far filters your pool water on a technical level better than either of the other two filters, and I mean by far. A sand filter will filter down 20 to 30 microns. A cartridge filter 10, and a DE filter will get it below 5, down to 2 microns. So if you're looking for the most crystal clear water, DE filter is the way to go, okay? Unlike a sand filter, I mean, you have to backwash both of them, but you can go for much longer periods of time, several months, many months in some circumstances, without having to backwash your DE filter. You just don't say, oh, it's been running 2 weeks, 2 months, I have to now. It doesn't go on a time schedule, it goes on a PSI schedule. So what your starting pressure gauge is, then you go 8 to 12 psi above what that starting gauge was. That's when you need to backwash it. So it doesn't go off of a calendar schedule, it goes off of the pressure gauge, okay? And the filter grids themselves, if you take care of them, they can last a very, very long time. They should last at least 5 years, and if you really take care of them, they can last up to 10 years. So as far as replacement costs and stuff like that, you should go quite a while without having to replace the grids, all right? Reason number one for cons, the DE filter is expensive. That also is not even close, okay? Looking at Hayward Pro Grid, 36 square feet right now, over $1,100 on Amazon. I don't know if they're gonna add taxes, but that thing is not cheap compared to, maybe 600-700 for a very good cartridge filter, and basic sand filter probably 500, in the 400s. So you're gonna have to dish out some dough, as they say, when you're going to pay for a DE filter. You're going to get what you pay for. It is by far the most expensive. So that's prohibited for most people. I wouldn't say most, but whatever. It's prohibited for a lot of people when they start looking at, hey, which filter I'm going to buy. They look at the price tag for a DE. Like, whoa, no way, Jose. Another thing, the DE filter, the DE powder itself is toxic. That's not something you want to inhale. Once it's wet and everything, you don't have an issue handling it, but it's carcinogenic, it's toxic. If you're inhaling it as you're, charging your grids back up, that's something you just don't want to have to play around with. So some people are like, hey, you know what, with sand filter, I backwash it, I don't have to do anything else, that's it. Cartridge filter, I hose it down, I don't feel like handling this. That's a valid reason. So the DE itself is something that you have to be careful with. Use some type of a contractor mask, and also kind of in hand with that, it is, compared to a sand filter, higher maintenance in comparing. When you backwash a sand filter, you backwash it, that's it. Maybe put a little bit more water in the pool. When you're backwashing your DE filter, you are letting the DE out of the pool. So you're gonna have to recharge that every time that you backwash. And of course, when you do an annual cleaning, that's something, of course, that you're gonna have to handle. So it is more maintenance as far as comparing it to a sand filter. And you might have some potential disposal restrictions, right? That's another thing. You don't want to dump your DE, that blue hose, out into your sewer, because that might go into some type of retention pond in some waterways and kill the wildlife or the fish that are in there. So some communities might have some restrictions to where you're prohibited from actually discharging it, all right? So that's it with the DE filters. I mean, if you got a really, really big residential pool, I said this in the cartridge filter video, once you start going above like 40,000, gallons, that's where the DE filter should come in, because it's just, cartridge and sand are not going to be optimal for something that big. And honestly, if you got the money to dish out and you got a company that's actually taking care of your pool for you, and you don't have to worry about the D and all that stuff, that's another good reason to use it. I mean, it's you get what you pay for with a lot of things. So that's it for this week. If you're still watching this, please subscribe, and that's it, and I'll see you next time.